So let's look at how you do the initial setup on your system now you've done the download and installation. It's done under the setup menu, and the first thing that we're going to look at is the pick list that you can update. So they're the items that within the client's record are a selection box, and how you can customize those fields. The ones you can do in the Forever Free Edition are the client type 1. We've downloaded automatically commercial, domestic insurance, landlord and tenant. And you'll notice on there as well that you can choose which one it defaults to, so which one is it automatically set to in the record if you don't change anything. If you want to add anything to these or delete anything on these pick lists, it's the same for each of these pick lists that you can update. At the top right hand side here there's a button that says new. If you hit the new button, it puts a new item on the list. So let's say this is an agency that we're doing work for. Just type agency into the field there and hit the tab key, and that'll add that to the list. Obviously you'll want to delete items from these lists at various times, so all you need to do is just highlight the one that you want to delete by clicking it there, and then the button that says new, alongside it there's a drop down button. If you hit the drop down button there, you choose the delete option. That changes the button to delete. Hit delete and that'll remove it. What we always recommend you do though is just quickly change that back to new, so it's a new button, so you don't accidentally delete anything as you're going through. So the other things that you can edit, the other pick lists are name titles. Obviously there's various ones that we've just downloaded and installed there. If you don't like them, you can just delete any that you want, and again add a new one and pop those in as well. And then really the two that you need to concentrate on probably more than anything, the where did you first hear about us and where did you find our telephone number today. So this is the marketing that you're doing. You need to make sure that you update this with all your marketing. It will have been downloaded with this sample on here because these are some of the common ones that people want to add, so we've put those in. But just go through both of these lists. Where did you first hear about us and where did you get our number from today? Now the reason we record both is because people may have heard about you from a friend, in which case you choose the referral, but then you also want to know where they got the telephone number from. So it might be that the friends passed a notepad on, they've had a leaflet through the door, or they just thought they'd Google you to find the number as well. So if you watch the other video about the marketing, that's why we have two separate lists here, and it'll usually be duplicated items in here. So if they've heard about us from a leaflet, obviously where they got the number from is probably going to be the leaflet as well. So they're the pick lists that you need to update. Just right click and close that down. The next thing in the setup menu that we're going to have a look at is item codes. In the Forever Free Edition these are fixed, but what we've done is we've allowed you access to them here so that you can see what the item codes are that we've set up. The item codes are just quick ways of entering descriptions into the quotations and jobs, so it makes sure that you don't misspell bedroom or something like that. If you're just trying to key things in quickly, you can just use the mnemonic codes that we've set up here. So to give you an example there, the top code there is 2BRH, so that's 2-bedroomed house. We've just taken the first letter of each phrase there as well. Some of the things that we've done, for instance, with suites, we've got 4, that one there would be 4SLS, so that's a 4-seat leather suite. What we've done is allow you to, if you right click on the grid here, you can print this out and you can have a look and try and remember these item codes or descriptions. You'll see in one of the other videos how you actually enter those codes, and that you don't need to remember them. You can actually get access to the list as well, but just so that you can see in here, you can scroll up and down the list. Now, because these are fixed, what we've done is put some free text fields in at the bottom here. So if you put in the item code XXC, it will put in the service under the carpet cleaning service, and you can free type text in. So you can put your own description in. So if there's something like, I don't know, a morning room or a snooker room, and it's not got an item code on here, you can put XXC in as the item code and then manually put the description in there. So that goes for XXL, XXO. If you have a look in the bottom of the list there, they'll explain what they are. They're for leather, other services, retail items, and XXU for upholstery items. Now, the reason we've got a different one for each type of service, so carpets, leather, retail, and upholstery, is because some of the analysis that can be done is based on what carpet cleaning work you've done, what leather cleaning work that you've done. And it's important that the system knows what the item belongs to be able to categorise that and pull that through in some of the reports that are available in some of the editions. So that's why it's important you use the correct XX code for the item that you're actually cleaning. So let's close that one down and have a look at the next one on the pick list. Sorry, the next one in the setup. If we look in there, the next one that we need to look at is the pricing discounts. If we click into that one, we're just going to pop the service group as base services, because all the items in the Forever Free come under the base services group. We click show, and that shows you the discounts that we've set up automatically for you. So these are the discounts that you can automatically apply on the line item. So when you add an item onto the system, you can choose from the drop down list 10%, 100%, or a combination discount there, which I'll explain as well, or 15%, 20%. So they're the ones that you can automatically select. There is an area where you can put a different discount in if there's something that's not already set up in here, but this is just a quick list that you can choose and select from. Now you'll notice the one I've highlighted there, 10 CO/20 CAP. If you look at the discount that's been applied, you can see that the clean only discount that's applied is 10%. But the clean and protect discount that's applied is 20%. So one of the successful offers that we run in our carpet cleaning business is 10% off clean only, 20% off clean and protect. And that tends to sell a little bit more protector. So we've set that up as a standard discount code on there. So when you put the items in, you may charge, for instance, £100 for the lounge, £150 for the clean and protect service, £100 clean only. If you use this discount option, it'll take 10% off the clean only price and 20% off the clean and protect price on the line item, and you'll see how that works in some of the other videos. So in the pricing discounts, that's where you can see the automated ones that are in there. And again, the column on the end is just the usual discount. So we've set this automatically to default to obviously no discount at all as the usual discount. So let's close that one down as well, pricing discounts, and go back to the setup menu and see what's next in there. The next thing I want to cover on this video is the system setup. So we're going to go into the system setup there. A few things that you need to set up in here. First one is the numbering. We allow you to start, many people have already numbered quotation pads that they're using and writing on manually and leaving with clients, and they're numbered already. So what we do is we've got a facility in here where you can put the last quote number on. So if you've got 999 as the last quote that you used, the system will automatically start number quotes going on from there. The other one on there is the last job number. So again, if you're been using a printed pad that's got pre-existing job numbers on, you can put your last one in there and the system will start from there as well. Now the system, for integrity, as you create jobs on the system on here, it automatically creates incremental job numbers starting from the number that you put there. But on the quotations side, if you still want to leave a manually produced quote from your existing quote pad, then what you can do is you can untick this little box here that says automatic quote numbers, and then when you add a quote on, it'll prompt you for a number and you can put the number in that's off your printed notepad. But if you're intending to print the quote out from the system here, or you're not too worried about a quote number at all, if you leave that ticked, the system will automatically put incremental quote numbers on, so you don't have to constantly add one in. The next tab on here is domestic options. So if we have a look in there, you'll see the top one that says allow amend last job date detail. In the client's record, the key information at the top, there is a last job date on there, and this is useful if you're going to be importing data, but you've not got that field anywhere that can be imported as part of the spreadsheet. But you do want to manually go into the record and amend that. So we do allow, in that key information at the top, we allow you to amend the last job date detail if you put a tick in the box there. The system's automatically set to default to manual pricing, because in the Forever Free there's no pricing options for automatically calculating prices. It is all manual pricing, so that's set up already. The other thing that's in this edition is the requiring the family name, yes or no. So if you've got a tick in here, when you're in the client's record, it won't let you get to certain tabs until you completed a family name. And the reason that's in there is often it's easy to move away from the main tab, book appointments and things, confirm details with the client and book something, and then log out the record and you've not actually put a family name in. So that's just something, if you prefer that, That will just flag up as you try and exit a record or move to certain parts that you need to pop a family name in. The other thing that we allow you to do is we have a system start date. So if you want to sort of play with this system and then start the job reminders from a certain date, you can come in here and choose the date that you want to start using the system from. So you can do that as well. And then we've got the unit of length. So we've defaulted to meters. If you usually measure up in yards or feet, you can default to that as well. And then that just affects the way that the quantity fields work in the system. So if you set this to feet and then you tell it that you've put the dimensions in meters, it'll do the conversion to feet and vice versa. So we just allow you to choose what unit you want to use in there. And then the final one in here that you need to think about is the number of extras that you're going to display. So back in the client's record on the jobs and quotations section, we allow you to offer the various services, but then the additional treatments on the end. So extra services such as anti-allergen and fire retardant. You're allowed up to 2 additional columns, so you could have show a price for anti-allergen in one and a price for fire retardant in another. Most people just set this number of extras to 1 because they just usually offer just 1 additional service on top, or only want to price 1 at once. But we do allow you to display and choose either 1 or 2 by editing that field there. So the next key thing that we need to look at is the VAT. You need to come in here and make sure that this is set correctly. The current VAT rate as we downloaded and recorded these videos was 20%, but just come into here and check. If you're not VAT registered, just put 0 in there, and then the system knows that you're not VAT registered. Obviously we've got 20% at the moment, so that's there. If the VAT does rate does change, we allow you to pop that in here. So let's say they put it down to 17.5% again, which is probably unlikely, but if the next VAT rate is going to be 17.5%, you can then put the date that it's going to be 17.5% from, and the system will automatically adjust the amount of VAT in the existing prices. So if the price goes up, then if the VAT has gone up, then it's going to mean that you're losing a bigger chunk of the existing prices that you've got because you've already quoted those. If the VAT goes down, you're going to gain a little bit because of the increase in VAT that you're not passing on anymore. So that's how you would manage those changes there. The next tab that we need to look at on there is the map web address. On the front client record, you've got the option to view map, and this is where you choose whether you want Google or Street Maps. If you've got something else that you prefer, they'll have a code that you can paste into here to choose that. For instance, Bing. They'll have a code that you can paste into here, and again, if you want, you can click test and that'll open it up and open a default address. So that's everything in the system setup. Let's just right click and close that down. Let's go back to the setup menu now. That's everything that we need to look at in this video. There is obviously the option to import clients, and there's a separate video that explains how to do that, and also the option to load and copy the setup data. Now the installation that's come down and been installed should have most of the data in there, but we may, if you contact us support or anything, there may be other things that we can load and download into there for you. So that would be where you would do that, and we'd tell you where to go there. So that's the basic setting up your system to get you going.